Welcome to a new Daily Top AskReddit video. Today's topic.
Anyone else in US noticed food quality degrading recently, and if so, what product and what way? I will never understand why potatoes, something that can be stored for months if properly done, come to my house from the supermarket and then start to go bad in a week. And it's more than one supermarket. Yup, I swear on my life growing up, we would have potatoes in this breathable cabinet for months. I never even saw a potato truly rot until recently. We had what looked like a wooden compost bin chock full of potatoes, and I don't think I ever saw the bottom of that thing. Now, if I don't get to a little bag in 2 weeks, they're all shriveled up. Strawberries that look like apples are white inside and have no flavor. That's been true for years. Strawberries aren't shelf stable, so if you're getting a strawberry in early spring from Florida, it's not going to be good. Edit, apparently I need to specify that I am talking about strawberries that have been shipped a long distance from Florida. Even local in-season strawberries aren't very good. Lol, I haven't had a really good strawberry in years from anywhere. Fruit and vegetables. Lots of weird onions. OMG yes, I've bought so many onions recently where the outer layers are already starting to rot. It's weird seeing so many people reporting this because it was happening for me around a year ago, but this year the onions have been really good than last year. I think it just varies based on the yearly growing conditions where your onions come from. Bananas too, they're green and rotten at the same time. It's like they never ripen. I can't prove it, but I feel like a multitude of frozen pizzas have switched to shittier, cheaper ingredients. I believe this, I can't handle pepperoni lately. They did something to it. Holy shit, I thought it was just me, but the pepperoni really tastes weird now on frozen pizzas. Onions. So many onions are rotting instantly once they get home. When you cut into them, many are already sprouting or have several layers of damaged, rotten, or woody material that needs to be tossed. The worst part is that onions are more expensive than ever. If you're a home cook, an onion is used in well over half of the dishes we prepare. I used to be able to buy 4x onions and have them last a few weeks when stored properly. Not anymore. I have also seen garlic quality going down as well. As an Italian American, this is killing me. I am also having this problem with garlic. I have never seen anything like it. Me too. Sprouted in a week. My homegrown garlic lasted months. There was an article recently about this. The warm winter in places like Idaho and eastern Oregon have resulted in onion and potato stores, warehoused in dry, cool buildings, sprouting and rotting. Climate change is testing our food supply in unique ways. Yup, the Snake River Plateau was scarily dry and warm this winter. Wildfire season is going to be terrifying this year in the Northwest. We've noticed this with potatoes. I used to just grab a bag without paying attention and they'd let quite a while stored properly. Now we have to inspect them and use them quickly. Yeah, I agree 100%. I am seeing it with almost all root vegetables and tubers, to be honest. Carrots are the one thing I can still find high quality and consistent in my area. Yup, I've had a few bags of potatoes delivered only to realize a couple at the bottom of the bag were essentially potato water balloons. Could it be due to the monopolization of one company, Cisco, supplying so many places now? Deleted. We're only just starting to feel the supply chain effects, mainly a shortage of immigrant field workers and tariffs making everything more expensive. Lots of smaller farms have started to go under, and all we're gonna be left with is big ag megacore. Not only are we stuck with inferior produce, companies cut corners on the increasingly expensive ingredients to maintain their profit margins, because very few people will spend $20 plus frozen pizzas. Chocolate and chocolate-based products, trying to sneak hazelnut and other alternatives into everything to cut down on actual chocolate content. Noticed a favorite product go from chocolate to chocolate flavor, first the milk chocolate around 3 years ago, the dark chocolate this year. Needless to say, the price rose impressively over the same time. I'll miss the formerly inexpensive chocolate-coated biscuits. Dark-colored wax on biscuits. I had a lovely chocolate bar recently that a relative brought back from France. I'm spoiled now. Yeah, the food in Europe is what food should taste like, in most cases. All of it and everything. The inshittification of everything. I don't like this movie. I want to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride. Inshittification plus shrinkflation, such a fun time, paying more for less and worse quality. Biden was mocked in the media when he said he wanted to address this problem. Now all the government agencies that are supposed to protect us are gutted and there is no consumer protection outside of some individual states. It's getting worse. Yes, I work at one of the highest rated grocery chains in the US. We are known for healthier versions of foods. The last few years, as prices have escalated, packages have gotten smaller and quality has also visibly diminished. I've even noticed food additives that my company never used to put in foods. It's concerning as someone who has some bad reactions to foods additives. Cough cough, Trader Joe's. And whole paycheck. Waves in solidarity from another person with strange sensitivities to additives. Maddening that most, aren't required to be listed, so they can't be avoided. Absolutely, and I thought I was losing my mind until I started seeing other people say it too. I'm in the US and the quality drop has been insane the last couple of years. Chicken used to be able to grab any family pack and it was fine. Now half of it is mushy, watery, and has that weird rubbery texture. It shrinks to nothing in the pan and sometimes even smells off even though it's in date. Bagged salad and berries, this is the one that makes me the angriest. I'll buy greens 4 to 5 days before the date and they're already melting into slime in the fridge. Berries look perfect on top, and there's a fuzzy science experiment hiding on the bottom the same night. Bread, snack, favorites, so many things I grew up with quietly changed recipes. Same packaging, worse product. More sugar, more weird aftertaste, way less flavor. It fills you up for like an hour and then you're starving again. Restaurants, paying way more for food that tastes like it was made with the cheapest possible ingredients. Smaller portions, under-seasoned, everything either super salty or weirdly bland, and fresh, stuff that is clearly not fresh. I know companies are cutting corners because of prices and supply chains and whatever, but as a regular person just trying to cook at home, it genuinely feels like we're paying more for food that spoils faster, tastes worse, and has more junk in it than ever before. The spaghetti or woody chicken breasts are so gross. What are those animals going through? Bred to grow very quickly. Meat birds grow so fast they often can't stand after a few weeks. A 10-pound bird might be 8 weeks old. That kind of rapid growth creates all sorts of medical problems including woody chicken. Only way to avoid it is to source birds that are not pure meat breeds, which of course, cost more. I just returned a bag of frozen chicken tenderloins to Costco because it was all spaghetti feed. Came here to say meat in general, but I noticed first with chicken. After COVID, the chicken breasts I bought at Costco became absolutely huge and inedible. Stringy, woody, and just disgusting. I started calling them frankenbreasts and began buying higher quality. Then those turned to shit. Then steaks became expensive and gross. Fatty, tough, no matter the cut and no matter how much. I'm not internationally going vegan, but grocery store meat in the US is so goddamn bad I can't eat it. My mom gave me peanut butter M&Ms for Easter. I haven't had them in over 5 years. They used to be one of my favorites, now they're nasty. It mostly tastes like the fake color shell with an afterthought of peanut butter, and no hint of chocolate. I know Reese's changed their peanut butter. Just bought some peanut butter cups and they were not as good as they used to be. The chocolate, doesn't even melt on my fingers anymore. Literally everything, nothing lasts. Half of the fruit is flavorless and it's rotting even on the store shelf. I work in a grocery store and several things have changed. 1. Packaging is shittier. From the cardboard boxes being paper thin, to the cellophane wrappers being a joke, to the glue holding boxes together, it has all gotten lower quality as a cost-saving measure for companies. 2. Quality of course, has gone down. I field lots of returns every week of people complaining about a defect, causing their brand of snack or food to taste bad, them not realizing it's just the new normal of the product. Common offenders are ice cream and desserts, and flavored crackers. 3. Quality control has fallen way downhill, and it's widespread across major brands and different products. Several times a week, I get quality control issues ranging from boxes being half full compared to other boxes, to packages being boxed up containing air, to defects like a whole box of Sour Patch Kids missing the sour coating. We try to catch what we can, but we get paid minimum wage and have a huge workload, so it often gets pushed onto the customer, and then I have to deal with it at customer service. Thank you for your hard work. It's not easy dealing with unhappy people all of the time. It's not just recently, it's been degrading for decades. True, but it escalated really quickly. Pretty sure the current admin has something to do with it. Agreed, I just feel it's been especially bad lately. I had a burger from Shake Shack today and there were multiple little bits in the meat that I couldn't chew and had to spit out. Little hard bits and little rubbery, slippery bits. It made me gag and I don't think I'll ever eat at Shake Shack again. I had the same experience with Steak and Shake. I will never eat there again. Also their iced tea tasted rotten like it was made last week and I had to spit it out and wipe my mouth as I was driving pouting. The iced tea is probably because they never cleaned the beverage dispenser. I've gotten off tasting fountain drinks before, then checked the spigots and found they were indeed moldy. Moldy ice makers are another common culprit. That's connective tissue that shouldn't be in your food, but it's not harmful in any way. Ground beef served by fast food restaurants is made from the last scraps of meat that are mechanically plucked off the bone. To save money, companies are definitely using meat that in the past would have been discarded. I've been grinding my own beef for the last year and the quality difference is night and day. A burger made from steak that you would actually want to eat tastes amazing. Onions, the layers are just too thick. Anyone saw black moldy onions? Yes, the mold in between the layers. Nauseated face. Literally as I made lunch today. Not just you, stuff tastes flatter and goes bad weirdly fast now. Feels like everything got optimized for shelf life instead of actual quality. But if it's optimized for shelf life, why is it going bad so fast? It hasn't been optimized for anything. Our food tastes worse and goes bad faster. Because they are talking about warehouse shelves, not your shelves. And it's more expensive than ever.